The China changes.
You could give him a job as mayor.
I could
give him a job as mayor of New London.
Run for mayor. Right? They'll say, well, what you know? Somebody said, well, what qualifications do you have, Father? I said, I ran a good gang. They were lucrative, and we know how to. That's what I said. You got the Democratic game, and you want this guy to be a dictator here. I can be a benevolent dictator. And,
there you go.
I said that we could straighten a lot of these things out. It doesn't. And not increase the budget in the city. I mean, we got old people. You're trying to put them out of houses. They've had their houses and everything. Tax them. We got a tax system that doesn't work. It's tied to land. It doesn't work. You've got to do something different. And there are many people who have good minds, but our leadership. I want what I want, and if I got what I want, I may not. You may not get what you want.
I don't disagree with that, but I think it has now come to the point where that's almost irrelevant. Because with the best will in the world, there may not be a way out without doing something truly, truly revolutionary. And I don't mean armed revolution. I mean,
wiping the slate, starting over.
Absolutely, tabula rasa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, letting them fall, letting it collapse, and then go. That's. I happen to think that's when they did the bailout. I think that was a major mistake. I think you needed to let it collapse, let it all fall.
I think they did the bailout from the wrong direction. It should have been from the people first, and then up.
And then up the other way around.
Trickle it up to Wall Street.
Up to Wall Street.
No common sense there.
I don't know. Do we go back to the FDRs? Do we go to the Great New Society? We do. The New Deal, or do we do the Old Deal? How do we turn these things around?
We're in the Old Deal.
We are.
Yeah, we're in the Old Deal.
But something happened.
Hey, it could come to a new WPA. It could do it. We could do it.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah,
it was done before.
Yeah, because it had to be. I mean, you were in a depression. There were no jobs. There were no jobs.
Civilian
and guess
Conservation
what?
Corps.
Exactly.
My father was in that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Build the dam, move a dam. How's that was built, right? WPA, right? All that stuff, right? What have I got? Ooh.
Time's up.
Time? No, I think it's 5 minutes.
Oh, 4.
There we go. We got 4 minutes.
Okay, so what about the problem? Okay, you have the housing first. Not your idea, but housing first. What about the people that are coming out of prison that walk into the courtroom and are sent to the street, or just walk out of the prison doors because they don't have housing waiting for them? So basically the government is not creating a homeless person, but they are allowing the person to leave homeless. They're never going to admit.
Well, right now we get what we have in this city. They're taking them out. They're putting them in apartments for $100 and something a week that these people can't afford, that have no jobs. So they don't provide them jobs, and they give them a money so that they're supposed to pay.
But what is Tambria? Like what is your question?
My question is, devil's advocate. I'm the landlord. I don't want an ex-con in my apartment because I got kids upstairs and I got the elderly lady downstairs, and I just don't trust this person because I'm prejudiced coming out and being placed into my apartment. What is your argument for that person's civil right?
Well, if that were the only problem, I would say, well, go find a landlord who is willing, because he wants the income, he wants the rent. And there are plenty of landlords, certainly in Boston there are. If you have the money, doesn't care if you're what we call in Massachusetts a CORI, which means criminal offender record information. If you have a CORI in Boston, that is not going to stop you. It may stop you from getting into this place, but it's not going to stop you from finding housing if you can afford it. See, that is the rub. Mm-hmm. That is the rub, being able to afford it. In prison, you're either not trained for a job, or you're trained for jobs which do not exist.
Right.
Do not exist.
Right.
In Walpole, for years and years, we used to tell them, Walpole is just, go ahead.
We got 1 minute. We got 1 minute.
I just want to make this quick point. In Walpole, everybody was employed making license plates. Right. The only place in Massachusetts they make license plates is in Walpole. Go.
I want to thank everybody. We need to get Jack back here because, thank you for tuning in, and bless you. And Tambria, thanks for being here again tonight. Hope we see you next week on Wednesday night, and have a happy Halloween and good voting day. We'll see you.
Night, folks.
Good night.